The Female Poet, An Introduction. Volume 3. The Gentler Sex, or the Deadlier of the Species. Between these two definitions of the female gender, and probably many more, lies a collection of some of the most beautiful verse ever written. For much of history, women have been seen rather than heard. In this volume, poets of great depth and feeling express themselves on a range of topics, and in ways that perhaps only a woman can. Goodnight, by Mary Gilmore. My darling sleeps so sound she cannot hear me where she lies. White lilies watch the closed eyes, red roses guard the folded hands. Good night, O woman who once lay upon my breast, so still, so sweet that all my pulses throbbing beat and flamed. I cannot touch you now. Good night, my own. God knows we loved so well that all things else seemed slight. We part forever in the night. We two poor souls who loved so well.
Expecting the Lord, by Anne Griffiths. Being myself so corrupted with the forsaking life I lead, to be on your holy mountain is high privilege indeed. There the veils are rent and coverings destroyed from that time forth, and there is your excelling glory on the transient things of earth. Oh, to keep at that high, drinking where the streams of great salvation flow, till I'm utterly dithirsted from the transient things below, to live, and my Lord always expected, to be, when he comes, up and awake, quick as a flash to open for him, enjoy him without stint or break.
My Mother's Kiss, by Frances E.W. Harper. My mother's kiss, I feel it's impressed now, as in the bright and happy days she pressed it on my brow. You say it is a fancied thing within my memory fraught. To me it has a sacred place, the treasure house of thought. Again I feel her fingers glide amid my clustering hair. I see the love light in her eyes when all my life was fair. Again I hear her gentle voice, in warning or in love. How precious was the faith that taught my soul of things above. The music of her voice is stilled, her lips are paled in death. As precious pearls I'll clasp her words until my latest breath. The world has scattered round my path, honour and wealth and fame, but naught so precious as the thoughts that gather round her name. And friends have placed upon my brow the laurels of renown, but she first taught me how to wear my manhood as a crown. My hair is silvered o'er with age, I'm longing to depart, to clasp again my mother's hand and be a child at heart, to roam with her the glory land where saints and angels greet, to cast our crowns with songs of love at our Redeemer's feet.
Battle Hymn of the Republic, by Julia Ward Howe. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fatal lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. I have seen him in the watchfires of 100 circling camps. They have builded him an altar in the evening dews and damps. I can read his righteous sentence by the dim and flaring lamps. His day is marching on. I have read a fiery gospel writ in burnished rows of steel. As ye deal with my contemners, so with you my grace shall deal. Let the hero born of woman crush the serpent with his heel, since God is marching on. He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. Be jubilant, my feet. Our God is marching on. In the beauty of the lilies Christ was born across the sea, with a glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on.
You Kissed Me, by Josephine Slocum Hunt. You kissed me, My head drooped low on your breast, with a feeling of shelter and infinite rest, while the holy emotions my tongue dared not speak flashed up as in flame from my heart to my cheek. Your arms held me fast, oh, your arms were so bold, heart beat against heart in their passionate fold. Your glances seemed drawing my soul through mine eyes, as the sun draws the mist from the sea to the skies. Your lips clung to mine till I prayed in my bliss they might never unclasp from the rapturous kiss.
The Power of Words by Letitia Elizabeth Landon. 'Tis a strange mystery, the power of words. Life is in them, and death. A word can send the crimson colour hurrying to the cheek, hurrying with many meanings, or can turn the current cold and deadly to the heart. Anger and fear are in them, grief and joy are on their sound, yet slight, impalpable, a word is but a breath of passing air.
Love, the Soul of Poetry by Anne Killigrew. When first Alexis did in verse delight, his muse in low but graceful numbers walked, and now and then a little proudly stalked, but never aimed at any noble flight. The herds, the groves, the gentle purling streams adorned his song and were his highest themes. But love these thoughts like mists did soon disperse, enlarged his fancy and set free his muse, bidding him more illustrious subjects choose. The active gods and godlike men rehearse, from thence new raptures did his breast inspire, his scarce warm heart converted was to fire. The exalted poet, raised by this new flame, with vigour flies where late he crept along, and acts divine in a diviner song. Commits to the eternal trump of fame, and thus Alexis does prove love to be, as the world's soul, the soul of poetry.
The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Sonnet by Amy Levy. Most wonderful and strange it seems that I, who but a little time ago was tossed high on the waves of passion and of pain, with aching heat and wildly throbbing brain, who peered into the darkness, deeming vain all things there found, if but one thing were lost. Thus calm and still and silent here should lie, watching and waiting, waiting passively. The dark has faded, and before mine eyes have long grey flats expanded, dim and bare. And through the changing guises all things wear inevitable law I recognize. Yet in my heart a hint of feeling lies which half a hope and half a despair.